Hi everybody, welcome back to Sunshine Soap and Candle Company. I hope that you all really enjoyed my Rosemary and Mint hair serum video. So today I'm going to be sharing with you how to make a Rosemary and Mint solid shampoo to go along with that beautiful hair serum. If you haven't had a chance to check out my hair serum video, I really hope that you'll take a few minutes to take a look at that one because this goes along really nicely with the shampoo that we're going to be making today. So just like the hair serum, this shampoo bar is going to be great for hair strengthening, hair shine, hair growth, and also detoxing your scalp and your hair. And again, we're going to be using some beautiful plant-based ingredients. This is going to be a totally gentle bar. I'll go over all the ingredients that we're using and why we're using them throughout the video. Also, I think you're really going to appreciate that there's no fancy equipment needed for this shampoo bar. However, I am going to show you how to use the bath bomb press to press it, or you can hand press it if you like. And it's a totally cold process recipe, meaning you don't have to warm up anything for this beautifully luxurious bar. You can find today's formula, my hair serum formula, and hundreds of other formulas on my Patreon campaign at just the $5 level. I'll go ahead and place the link to my campaign in the description box below. There's so much to take advantage of over there. I do post weekly, sometimes twice weekly, recipes and tutorials, in addition to bonus recipes for people in my $7 tier. And then there are 3 other tiers for you to take a look at and take advantage of if you like, all with their own unique benefits. I hope you'll make 2023 your year and join the campaign. It's a great way to connect with me. It's a great way to connect with other makers. All right, let's make some solid shampoo bars. All right, so this formula is broken up into 2 parts. We have a dry phase and then also a wet phase. And then you combine the 2 phases to create a dough, and then you press your bars. So for the majority of this video, I'm gonna be wearing a face mask, a respirator here. You definitely want a good dust mask when you make this formula because we're going to be working with solid surfactants that are in powdered form and other powders that are really easy to inhale as they go airborne, and it is very, very irritating to your lungs. A regular little mask isn't gonna do the job. You're gonna need a good dust mask like this with a filter, okay? I'll put the link in the description box of where I got this. I got it on Amazon. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and weigh off our powdered surfactants. So I'm going to go ahead and put my mask on and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm going to be doing a voiceover for the next part of this video because you really can't hear what I'm saying with that dust mask on. So we're going to be weighing off a solid surfactant here called sodium cocoyl isethionate, also known as SCI. This is a really gentle solid surfactant with a low pH. It's plant-based, made out of coconuts. This is what's going to give your bar its cleansing properties and its bubbles and foam. It has a great lather. It's very gentle for both hair and skin. The next thing we're going to be weighing out is another surfactant called sodium lauryl sulfoacetate. And this is another plant-based surfactant, not to be confused with sodium lauryl sulfate. This is much gentler, has a low pH, right around a 5, and it's also going to give your bar its foam and lather. Next up, we're going to be weighing off some Kaolin Clay. The Kaolin Clay is going to lend hardness to this shampoo bar, but it's also going to give the shampoo its detoxing properties. This is going to help to detox your hair and your scalp of any unwanted dirt and oils. And then the next thing that we're going to be weighing off, another powdered ingredient here, is some colloidal oats. Now the colloidal oats are going to help also to lend hardness to the bar, but they are very soothing for both scalp and skin. You see colloidal oats in a lot of different formulas, and in this formula it's going to help to soothe your skin and your scalp. Then I'm just going to take a spatula. You can use a whisk or a spatula here and just slowly mix together all of those powdered surfactants, making sure you keep your dust mask on here as well because you're going to be kicking up some of those powdered ingredients and you really, really don't want to be breathing them in. It's very, very unpleasant. So then the next thing we're going to do is weigh off the liquid phase or the wet phase of this formula. But the first thing we're going to be putting in here is some DL-Panthenol, which is powdered, but it will dissolve. This DL-Panthenol is the vitamin B. It's going to add to the hair strengthening properties. And then to this container, we're going to be adding in a little tiny bit of green water-soluble dye. This came from Fizz Fairy. I think it's the green apple color. Just a little bit goes a long way. Then I'm going to be weighing off some cocamidopropyl betaine. This is a liquid surfactant, and this is going to give your shampoo bar just a boost in that flash foam and lather. Next up is some hydrolyzed hemp seed protein. You can add any type of protein that you like that's water soluble. I happen to like this one for this formula because of its anti-inflammatory properties. And then we're going to be adding in some argan oil. And argan oil is well known for its hair loving properties. It helps the hair to be very shiny and manageable. I love it in shampoo bars. Then we're going to add in some rosemary essential oil. Rosemary is great for its detoxifying properties. It also smells really fresh, clean, and invigorating. This is also going to help draw circulation to the scalp, along with the next ingredient coming up, which is peppermint essential oil. Peppermint is going to draw circulation to your scalp and help to promote hair growth and give you a slight tingle. Now, my battery died, but also to the liquid ingredients, you're going to add some cetrimonium chloride, and this is an anti-static, anti-frizz cationic ingredient. It helps with that conditioned feeling you get when you use your shampoo bar, and also with that rinse off. It helps with having your hair feel soft during rinse off. And then this is some liquid Germall Plus preservative. That did go into that little container there. So all of that goes into the container with the wet ingredients. Then you're going to mix everything together. Make sure the wet ingredients are well combined. And then from here, we're going to be taking the wet ingredients and adding it to the dry ingredients, much like you would make a biscuit dough. This is very similar. If you've ever made biscuits, it really reminds me of that process. It's very similar to creating biscuit dough. So slowly adding in little bits at a time to wet down all of those powdered ingredients. You're going to do this in increments until you form more of a solid dough. So just keep slowly pouring it in and giving it a nice stir. And as you move along in this process, you're going to notice that the powdered ingredients will start to clump up and stick together. And I'm showing you this whole process so you can kind of see what it looks like as you're going along, and actually like how many times I poured in the wet ingredients. Just wanted to give you a good visual of how much to add in at one time. Once it's all in, you're going to go ahead and just stir it up until those powdered ingredients start to become damp. And then you're going to go ahead and get your hands in there in just a minute. And you're just going to start kneading the dough until you form a dough ball. Okay, so you're just going to continue to work this dough until you get a big kind of formed dough ball. This is a lot like working with biscuit dough. I'm trying to keep it in one hand here for the moment, but you're just going to go ahead and pick up all those little crumbs and just form it all into one nice big shampoo dough ball. Okay, I'm just going to try to lift up these last little bits, and then I'm going to take the dough ball and just kind of keep working it until it becomes not sticky. So right now it's still sticky. As you can see, it's all over my gloves, and it's sticking to my workstation here a little bit. We're going to go ahead and get that just kind of to a point where we have a nice workable dough. Now at this point, it's getting less sticky, and what I like to do is change out my gloves, because this glove is so sticky now that it does pull a little bit of the dough away. as you're working. So at this point, I like to change out my gloves. And then as you'll see, it does not stick to the new set of gloves once you get this nice dough ball formed. So we're just going to take that, see that? This is the consistency you're going for. This is a really good consistency for a shampoo bar too, because it's not going to dry out too fast, but it also makes a really nice solid bar of soap. I'm sorry, solid shampoo bar, I should say. So the next thing we're going to do here is just weigh off little 3-ounce chunks. And it smells so fresh. So we're just going to weigh off some 3-ounce chunks here. And then we're going to form little round balls. This is what's going to go in the press in just a minute, so I'll show you what that looks like. And then we're going to have a little bit left over. I'm going to teach you or show you how to just hand form it with this leftover here if you don't have a press or you don't want to invest in one. So we're going to go ahead and give this a little bit of a form here, and then we're going to be taking these things over to my press so I can show you how to make a really professional looking shampoo bar out of this. Alright, so this is my bath bomb press. This came from thebathbombpress.com. I'll be placing a link in the description box for you, but basically it is hooked up to an air compressor at 65 psi. And this mold that I got here, shampoo bar mold, also comes from the bath bomb press. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your shampoo bar, little dough balls here, you're going to stick it into the bottom part of the mold. Looks like that. I have put a plastic bag over top and bottom here so that it doesn't stick or it's easy to remove. And then this has 2 toggles, here and here. Okay. And there's the first one, looking gorgeous and absolutely professional. So what I'll do is just flatten out those little edges and show you what they look like in just a minute. And we have one more to press here. There we go. That one's got a little bit more here, so I'm just going to take that off. But as you can see, we have a very professional looking shampoo bar. Smells really, really good of rosemary and mint. And I'll clean up those edges. But here is our leftover little bit of dough. And I'm just going to show you how to hand form this really quickly. So you can see you don't need anything. You can also maybe find some sort of other mold to like hand press it into if you like, but this is just to show you that you really don't need anything fancy. You can just take your little dough ball and create your own round with it, your own little pancake sort of deal, or you can make it into a square shape, like a little cube if you like. Anyway, this is a very, very workable dough. If you are brand new to shampoo bar making, this would be a super easy formula to start with because it's easy to put together. This is also great for more advanced shampoo bar makers because it does create a very hard bar of shampoo and a very hair and scalp loving bar of shampoo. But there you go. That's how you can hand form it. Of course, you can perfect that a little bit more if you like. But I'm going to take you over and give you a little bit of a use demo. All right, we're back to go ahead and do a little bit of a use demo here, but I wanted to show you first some others that I made from a previous batch so you can see how nicely they do set up. So this one I've been using in my shower. It still literally is drying from today's use. It has some bubbles on it. Here's from today. The batch we made today. These need to set up for about 3 to 5 days. And then this is from a previous batch. I just want to show you how hard they set up. So this is really just a great formula overall. You can ship these. They're not going to crumble and fall apart. And they actually feel really, really good in the hair. So this is how you use the shampoo bar. So you're going to go ahead and wet your scalp. And then you're going to take the shampoo bar and just kind of rub it into your scalp all over and create a nice creamy lather. Now right away you're going to get this gorgeous, gorgeous, creamy, soft, decadent, conditioning feeling lather. The conditioning feeling is coming from that gorgeous cetrimonium chloride that we added. That's an anti-static cationic ingredient that really leaves your hair feeling conditioned and helps to rinse the shampoo out of your hair cleanly without that kind of stripped feeling. So right away you're going to get this gorgeous shampoo lather that just feels silky and decadent, and the clay makes it feel really soft and fluffy almost. And that's it. You're just going to wash your hair with it and rinse it out as usual, and this bar leaves your hair soft, shiny, and manageable. All right, everybody, that's how you make a gorgeous rosemary and mint shampoo bar. I hope you watched the other video with the hair serum. They go really great together. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Please leave comments or questions below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share this video with a friend. All right, everybody, catch you on the next video. Bye. Keep shining.